Not quieter for me, but I know it's quieter for y'all. Welcome to the Barack Obama approved world's greatest podcast. I am your host with the most. It's appropriate. It's October. Hyphen, aka Kellen Conley. And if I didn't say it, this is Hyphen Nation. We're going to stop it right there. So first and foremost, I know you might be confused. Be like, well, what do you mean Hyphen Nation? What do you mean Hyphen Nation? Sorry. really, honestly, just like a lot of things that a lot of people are doing right now, I blame Diddy. Because before I ended what I thought was the end of Hyphen Nation, I had done an episode about how much I enjoyed No Way Out. Diddy's first album, Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out. And yes, the rumors were out there for many, many years about what a scumball he was. But nothing was ever confirmed until this year. Shout out to Cat Williams, I guess, even though he's a transphobe. And when that happened, that was a time that I was like, all right. I suppose it's not a bad idea that I take that episode down, honestly, because I mean, it just didn't feel right anymore. And you know, as much as I enjoyed the album, just like with previous people that have done horrible things, like Bill Cosby, I don't watch Cosby Show, and R. Kelly, I don't listen to R. Kelly's catalog, and Kanye, I still listen to his early stuff, like everything up until Life of Pablo. But anything after that, other than that Andre 3000 feat he had on Yeezus on the bonus edition, man, that's all. Besides that, that's it. So I was like, I gotta do one more because he messed up my count. I had 215 episodes done. 215 episodes of Hyphen Nation. And then when I deleted it, went down to 214 episodes. And I was like, I'm gonna come back and do quarterly Hyphen Nation is what I'll do. I'll do like one every quarter that I can get semi-regular co-host Mark Robb on here, semi-regular co-host George Gerbo on here. We can kind of shoot the breeze, shoot the shit, you know, kind of deal. And then I was thinking, I was like, man, the Hyphen Universe show, man, it's not hitting the way that I wanted to hit. And as much as I thought I was onto something, I've learned some very important lessons. And I'm going to get into that in a future episode, because I got some things to cover coming up, man. Because I have not podcasted since day Euphoria dropped. It was the last time I podcasted. So I kind of have to address that a little bit. I listened to my first Drake song that I actually was like, I want to listen to this song. And it was, I had listened to MC Hammer and, I had listened to BMF off of Teflon Don. And then I was like, okay, cool. Let me take it a step further. And the next song was Aston Martin music. But then I knew that it didn't have Drake's verse on it. So I was like, okay, for the first time since May, I have a desire to listen to a Drake song, because I was on Push Ups Heavy. I talked about it on Hyphen Universe Show, and all those episodes are now found on the Hyphen Nation feed. Because Hyphen Universe Show it was cool, but now we back to this. And I went and looked up Paris Morton music, and I listened to it. And as much as I have enjoyed those verses over the years, man, I was like, that whole verse from Drake, man, I was sitting there and I was like, don't hit the same. Just don't hit the same. So I'm not there yet. For good reason. I mean, trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a.
That's not what I want.
And exactly, that's not what I want, Batiste. So, with that said, with that said, I just thought it'd be a good idea to, uh, you know, well, I lost the thread already. Um, yeah. So because of Diddy's accusations coming out and all the allegedly and all the horrible things and seeing him drag Cassie down the hallway, obviously we all saw that. That just proved that I didn't need to have a whole episode supporting Sean Combs out there, so I took it down. And then Hyphen Universe show wasn't hitting the way. Then, like I said, this year's has had me thinking a lot about branding, about when you put time and effort into something and you build up, despite no matter how big it's actually gotten, spend all that time doing that, and then I don't know, like, I mean, I do know, but I've been doing this pod since 2016, and this is the second time that I've resurrected this damn pod from the dead. First time was Robert Kirkman's fault because he ended The Walking Dead, and I was like, this will be a good time then, Hyphen Nation. I'm just gonna focus on everybody else's podcast, and then I did it, and then I was like, oh no, and it felt awkward for the longest time after that when I did it. I did several episodes. I did a lot of episodes from 150, so we got to 250. So the work was put in, but it never quite felt the same because I felt like I cheapened. I had popped out on the pod, man, and then with this one, I had all intentions of stopping Hyphen Nation, doing Hyphen Universe show, but then the music happened, and for those of you listening, you go to hyphenuniverse.com right now. You can listen to my brand new album, Hyphen. It's available. I've talked about it on Hyphen Universe show, but first time on Hyphen Nation, it's out. 11 tracks. It's available everywhere. That's a whole nother pod I got to do. Well, that's still the same pod I'm talking about. Talking about the whole journey between stream or not to stream, back on streaming. I'm working on getting everything back on streaming. Whole nother episode. This is just, I gotta get my shit off, man. I called Eric up. I called Handsome Main up the other day because he was on Shop Talk podcast. Great episode. Episode sponsored by water and my fake Stanley. Got this for Aaliyah. And Aaliyah took one look at it. I was like, that's a dupe. She was right. Now I have a pink Stanley. So, it is what it is. I'm going to clean all this up. I know I got a new angle here, and I like the new angle. This can stay, but this could honestly come here. Dustin heard anything. And this TV's probably going to go soon because Steve's going to give me a monitor. But I know I said I was done, but music and the album being out, again, it's called Hyphen. It's available everywhere. bhyphen.bandcamp.com is where I'd like you to go the most to listen to it. Or hyphenuniverse.com, you can also get there. It has made me really realize that when you spend time putting something into building something, no matter how big it is, whether it's B hyphen, rapper, or Hyphen Nation, a podcast that I've been doing since 20. When you spend that kind of time, it's imperative, my guy, that you don't just let go of that brand of what you've worked for. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy. It's like, oh, typical Hyphen bull. No, it's not just like, I mean, yeah, but this time is different. I'm not coming on here and promising y'all that I'm going to do 52 episodes. But I'm also not coming on here and telling y'all, like before, I was struggling to do one a month. And I'm not going to tell y'all that there won't be times that the pod just goes. But the main thing is when the pod shows up, when Hyphen Nation drops, Hyphen Nation drops. And I ain't worried about no dates. I ain't coming out on a certain day. It's a Monday right now. Plan on dropping this Tuesday. Hyphen Nation will be here no matter what. And I say this right now on October 7th. Happy birthday, Wes. 2024. I say this right now. For as long as I am capable of podcasting, Hyphen Nation will not die. Hyphen Podcast Group is still here. Morgantown-based podcast collective bringing great podcasts to the people. We are still here. Redhead Pod. We should do this again sometime with Cat and Mark. 3 episodes in on the new season already. Howitzer Buzzsaw, still here. Melisette, still in the background, still here. Anne-Marie, still here, man. We here. And I'm here. So, even if I go a whole year without an episode, I'm not going to come on here anymore and be like, oh, sorry, this happened. No, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to cut my mic on. I'm going to talk my shit. And I'm going to pod. And that's what we're going to do. That is what I am here to do from now here on out. No more gimmicks. No more name switching. No more fake endings. This is episode 216 of Hyphen Nation, of the Hyphen Nation. And that's what it is. So that's why I'm back. Diddy's fault. But honestly, I'm sick of giving up on things that I spent a lot of time building. And I've learned that through Hyphen. And now I'm applying it to Hyphen. There you go. Hope you like the new look. Literally all I've done. Got my lights here. I guess. Hold on. I literally plugged in my. I got to put in my RGBs that I've had for a long time. Just got a new laptop battery. First time I'm streaming with it so far. And my laptop was actually getting super hot. It started last Extra Life. And so far, so good with this new battery. It charged right up. Here's the old battery. I'm going to properly dispose thanks to Morgantown, the MTC, and my man Booker Walton, who actually gave me this laptop when Angel wanted it from me years ago. What was that, 27? That was like 2018 when she wanted me a laptop. Still going strong. So everything seems to be copacetic. So I know, like you know, there's only one thing that people come to Hyphen Nation for. And that's the Morgantown Weather Report. Ladies and gentlemen, get hyphenated. What up? What up? Oh, that is Hannah Painter. How are you, Hannah? Good to see you in here. Good to see you in the chat. I really appreciate that. Hannah Painter was my junior high school chorus teacher. And we spent a lot of time together working on music then. And Hannah actually transitioned the woman that she is today now. And Hannah's been a big supporter of my music since I come back out. So shout out to Hannah. I'm glad you're good, Hannah. Chat is live right now. We on twitch.tv/B_hyphen. That's where it's at. And yeah, Morgantown Weather Report though, man. Morgantown, get hyphenated. I'm glad to put that on the shirt, Hannah. I'm glad to put that on the shirt. All right, so it's currently 62 degrees. It's starting to finally feel like fall outside. Y'all know I'm a summer guy. I like it hot. I like it warm. I love my spring. I love my summer. Wrote a whole song about summer leaving. It's going to be on my free EP I'm working on called Thunderstorm 2. And yeah, I don't like the cold weather, but it's October 7th, and I'm okay with the temperature changing a little bit. Just a little bit. Hey, Handsome Bane, what up, my guy? I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you. Let's look at the 10-day outlook, but it's not going to matter to me, and I'll tell y'all why in a second. Let's see, Tuesday 67, Wednesday 67, 61, 68, 71 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday with a little rain. So it looks like weather's going to be pretty good down here, but your boy won't be here. I'm leaving on a jet plane on Thursday. I'm going to Boston to see Handsome Bane and Mrs. Handsome Bane and the little Handsome Bane children and Lamb and his family and Cat, Frog, and hopefully Melisette. Don't know when I'll be back again exactly, Hannah. Don't know when I'll be but I'll be up there, man. In much cooler temperatures because it'll be north, further north than I am. So I'll make sure to bring some jeans. I'm not gonna bring in the sweatpants. Not gonna bring any shorts unless it's still hot. I'm gonna have that conversation with Eric here in a little while to kind of figure out the game plan for how the weather is up there. But that's your Morgantown weather report. Here right now, you don't understand. I literally said to Eric, yo, I miss pod, and he's like, I see you with your music. I'm like, yo, the music's going great. I got the content, I got the album out, and I'm loving every bit of that. But pod, man. So here we are again, back with Hyphen. And I am so excited that I forgot about everything that I wanted to talk about because I didn't write nothing down. Like I had a couple notes. Let's see. I'm reading a couple books right now. Actually, let me see if I can't grab this. So I started this book. Trying to tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, right? And I heard good things about this book, and friend Heather rated it 5 stars on her Goodreads. So I took a look at it, and I brought everything digitally. So when it comes through, like I got wait and hold and stuff, and I can like I want to hold this book. But then when it becomes available, I'm able to borrow it and read it on my Kindle. So I missed it a few times because I have this real bad habit of stuff saying you can borrow this, and I'll be like, I don't feel like reading, and then I just let it lapse, or I'll borrow it and I don't read it for 14 days. But I did read 2 books a few months ago, Yellowface and the new Emily. It's Morgantown. It's Podcasting 101 time. And now, kids, we can transition. All right, hold up. Funny story. Emily Henry. This is the second Emily Henry book I've read called Funny Story. I read that and flew through that, and really cute book. I can't can I see what I gave it on Goodreads? Let's take a look, since we have it right here at our fingertips. That's crazy, y'all. No more just scrolling on the phone. Okay, I'm logged in. I gave it 5 stars. Absolutely. Yeah. And then also read Yellowface, which I still haven't reviewed. Yellowface is different. So anyway, when I read both of these books, when I read Emily Henry and when I read Yellowface, which I'll show you the cover for Yellowface. Right here. This is right here at my fingertips.
Give me what I want!
Exactly. Give me what I want, Batista. Yeah. This was an interesting book, and I still have not written a review because I literally had to wrap my head around it, and I'm going to come back and do a review. But if I do the stars now, I'll forget. But yeah. So tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, it is about a friendship that is struck up between 2 children. Right? They're in a hospital, and the girl her sister has cancer, but it's a form of cancer where it's not aggressive and they're able to get it, so it's not truly life threatening. So she's recovering from that, and she's bored, and she gets in a fight with her sister. So somebody who works at the hospital is like, "Hey, go down to the game room, and there's a Nintendo in there and a TV. You can go down there and hang out." Like, okay, goes down there, and she meets this boy, and the boy is just sitting there playing Nintendo, and so she starts watching them, and they strike up a conversation, and they become best friends after that. Turns out the boy was in a car accident and really broke his foot in several places. Broke leg, like terrible. Forget which leg, but it's messed up. Big old mess. Hadn't talked to anybody in 2 weeks. 2 weeks prior to 2 weeks prior to her walking in this room, and they become friends. Now she's Jewish. I only say that because her mom may have said, "Hey, you're spending time with this boy at the hospital. Use that for your volunteer hours for your bar mitzvah." And that's what she did, and it kind of caused a falling out between them. But years later, they go to the same college, they reconnect, and then they end up making a video game together. It's a very successful video game. Then they do a sequel to that video game. And now, currently, if I remember correctly, where I left off when my burrow ended, they are working on a third game now. And yeah, his name is Sam Mazer, and her name is Sadie Green. And I was flowing through this, but I started it late. I had it a few days. And I was just making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. And you know how that goes. And oh, I know what that is. I got my Stream Deck set up for the first time for the pod. You've heard it a few times. And I was literally up late last night setting it up. And I have a button called Make It Right, and I forgot that that's the outro. Shout out to No Name Tim, man. He's got like 7 joints on Kofi's new project. So I highly encourage you to go check that out. But I was really into it, like every free moment, going through to my phone, and it expired on me. Like, your loan's expired. And very rarely you're able to restart the loan. Well, I tried. Nah, fam, you're like 24th in line. So I broke down like 2 paychecks ago and I bought this. I have not touched it. But I'm looking to finish this. I have a plane ride. And then I'm still trying to work. I feel horrible about this. But let's switch it back to this. So, go to my profile here. On my reading list, I could have went to my books. Books might be a little bit better. So, God of the Woods, I borrowed. I didn't read one bit, unfortunately. The Gunkel Abroad, I'm trying to read, but I was on such a hangover from this. Tomorrow, that I didn't really get very far in there. Where is, dang, is it even in here? Hold on. And we gotta go. Now we're gonna go to this. I have it borrowed right now. The Fountains of Silence. And that actually, right over there. And I'll do it on this. I forgot I'm on the tiny screen. I have started this book, and this might be the 5th or 6th time that I've borrowed this book. And I need to finish this book because Kat's the one who recommended it to me. That's really good, and it has an interesting premise. It's like all these little shots of these different characters so far, but I just haven't got to that point where it's like, okay, I'm locked in. And until I get to that point, it kind of is what it is. So I'm trying to work on that. But then on top of that, I got the Marvel Universe app. Now I'm paying for that. And on top of that, I did a humble bundle deal where I have like every volume of the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles read. So I don't lack options there. But then on the other hand, while I'm dealing with the reading stuff, trying to do music, recording content, writing new music, that's taking up a lot of my time. And watching The Wire again, which it's been a lot of fun. It's first time in over 10 years, at least 10 years, maybe 15. I'm gonna say 10 years. I've watched The Wire, rewatched The Wire, and I'm on season 4. Man, is this man, this show is good. So we're going to transition into that and kind of talk about some of my favorite TV. So thank you, AdBlock Plus. I appreciate it. So my favorite television show of all time, number one, with a bullet, has to be The Wire. Just has to be. I mean, it just is what it is. I love The Wire. Just lyrics and things like that. Wire's number one. My favorite show of all time. Number two be Breaking Bad. It's never going to beat The Wire for me, but man, Breaking Bad is incredible. Number 3 would be Scrubs. Y'all know that I have loved Scrubs since I discovered it in 2007. I didn't even discover it. Ed is the one who put me on the Scrubs in 2007. And I got caught up on all the seasons, and I went from there. And I still will say that Scrubs is the best TV show, comedy show I've ever watched. So that's my top 3. Beyond that, I want to kind of give it up for. Talked about it on an episode long ago, somewhere before episode 100, I believe, about how much I was enjoying watching Steven Universe. That shit, Heisenberg, that's right, Hannah. Absolutely. Heisenberg's a great show. A great character. And funny thing, I was on It's Like a Podcast or whatever, and Handsome Bane hit me up, and he's like, hey, we're going to do this podcast, and you're going to defend Breaking Bad, and what a great show that is, and I'm going to take you do Negan. I can't remember now. I think you took Negan for Walking Dead, and the face off was not fair. Walter White's a complete jerk. That's the thing. And he always says, the creator of Breaking Bad, he always says that the idea was to take Mr. Chips' Scarface. Did that with perfection. Also, Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. I almost consider them the same because they're the same ilk. You know what I'm saying? So Better Call Saul. I'm gonna throw that one in as well. The Steven Universe is just so heartwarming to me, man. Such a fun show. I've heard about Ozark, Hannah, and my friend Lamb, actually tried to put me on the Ozark a few years ago, and I tried to start it with Angel, and she wasn't into it at the time. Therefore, I wasn't into it at the time, and then I've never come back to it. Yeah, you had Negan. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, you had Negan, like brand new Negan to the Walking Dead TV show. When we did that, Walter White versus Negan, and I had no chance. All right, Hannah. I'll tell you something right now. And Handsome Bane will attest to it in the chat. People will try to tell me I need to watch shows. People will give me whole first 5 seasons of a show and put it on my hard drive, which is literally right behind this camera, and say, watch this series. And I just have a bad habit of not following through. It's 2024 and I've still never watched an episode of Game of Thrones besides the first. So you can tell me to watch Ozark, and I'll tell you right now, I have the best intentions to get the Ozark. But there's just so much stuff out there and so little time, man. So I'll try my best, but I have heard Ozark is really excuse me, I have heard that Ozark is really. I'm joking. I have heard that. Very, very.
What is you doing, baby?
Yes, I know. Um, People keep telling me to watch Mr. Holland's Opus because I was a baby. Because of those people. So true. So true. So true. I have watched Mr. Holland's Opus. I watched it probably when I was in junior high. It's a good movie. I've never revisited it again. So you'll enjoy it for what it is if you ever watch it. If not, as long as you're doing something that you love, fuck it. Fuck it, Hannah. I mean, it is what it is. That's hilarious. Yeah, but those would be off the top of my head my favorite shows. So I'm rewatching The Wire. I just finished. Oh, I've watched The Bear, yo. I did watch The Bear because we got a new puppy, and let me see if I can't pull her up real quick. We're just all kinds of interacting. So she's actually up. Because I took a picture of her and Marley. Yeah, so this is Marley right here, and this is Cookie. Cookie looks high, and Marley looks scared. This is the closest that they were together relaxing because Marley has anxiety and not a fan of Cookie because she used to have Evie, and of course, Evie unfortunately passed in May. All right, Hannah, I appreciate you tuning in. You have a good night. Have a good night. Yeah, Evie unfortunately passed May. Had a spill off the couch. Ignore this water bottle in the background. She did not see that. But yeah, they're just hanging out, and this is Cookie. I lost quickly, that quickly. Oh, when we got Cookie is when I was watching the Bear. So, Mateo, what's up? Look, I saw your name. I saw Mountaineer Expat, and I was like, who's this in the chat? But this time I got it. What up, Shiv? And yeah, so we had Cookie, and Cookie's a puppy, and so I was out in the living room, like sleeping with Cookie and stuff like that. Oh, thank you. Got my little dinosaur burp shirt. I got it from Be Rude and them when they were in town for a show a few months ago, and they signed my dinosaur burps poster, which is very cool. Him and Squeezel and Benny, yes, very, very cool people. Love my guys, and I hadn't worn this on camera. The amount I have a good amount of shirts, guys, but there's so many shirts that I've known that I've just worn this on camera at some point because of the thumbnail. So I was just trying to chill, but I went on Disney Plus, and now you can watch Hulu stuff on Disney Plus. And the Bear popped up, and I was like, you know what? I've heard good things about the Bear. And and of course, shout out to Mulo, man. Always missed, always in our thoughts, man. One of the West Virginia greats. Shout out to Mule. And the Bear is so. I flew through all 3 of those seasons, and that cast is outstanding. Oh my god, man! Like the thing, and I get that it's a comedy drama is what they call themselves, but the way that they put this show together is amazing. Jeremy Allen White, great as Carmy, Ao as Sydney, wonderful character right here. Abby Elliott as Sugar, Maddie Madison as the Fact. The Fact brothers are so good. John Bernthal, salute John Bernthal, man. Whenever John Bernthal comes on the motherfucking screen, you know you about to get some acting. You about to get some acting. He played Michael on the show. Plays Michael on the show. Oh man, it's so good. I didn't realize that the actor who played Marcus Brooks is known as L-Boy. So that's what's up. Oh, Tina right here. This is my girl. This is Carla from Scrubs. If Carla didn't have network censors, she says whatever they want. Richie is another great character. Another great character on the show. You see Robert Townsend right here. Joel McHale of Community fame. He pops up over every now and then. I just love it. And I did watch that recently, so there's at least that. I'm not a complete failure. Um, and also Jamie Lee Curtis as Army and Michael's mom, and Sugar's mom, because brother, sister, brother, they're all related to each other. And Jamie Lee Curtis comes on a few times as their mother. And the Thanksgiving episode, I think it's 5 fishes, 4 fishes. Oh my God. You want to talk about anxiety while you're watching the episode? Woo! So good. So I did watch The Bear, and I love The Bear. The Bear is absolutely great. And I'm actually going to bounce back here real quick. Have a little show notes. Say what I talked about. I'm all over the place. I went into this with no game plan. Literally, I got the Stream Deck up last night and running. I was like, I can use that, and
give me what I want.
Exactly, give me what I want, and I'm just pumping. I gotta get back to it. Gotta get back. So, no game plan. So I was gonna fair tomorrow. That shows talked about why the pod is best. Explain that. See, everything's so organized. Y'all can see what I'm thinking. I don't seem like a crazy person who's just over here on this camera, like, woo, I don't know what's going on. I mean, kinda, but at the same time, it's like transition. Come on, come on. I've had think, McFly, think. So the Bear's great. I highly recommend the Bear. I did see the new Beetlejuice in the theater, and I think let's see what I gave it on Letterboxd here, because I believe that's the last movie I reviewed, honestly. Because I may have, I think it's up here. I gave it 3.5. 3.5 for Beetlejuice from me. Didn't think that hard. I literally bring up the yes, and that's why it's easier to just go to profile. So yeah, like I said, oh, I did throw a Secret Life of Pets in there. I forgot that we kind of looked. I need to re-review Inside Out. So yeah, I gave it 3.5. Beetlejuice, and I would watch it again. It was interesting, but yeah, Tim Burton sucks when it comes to black people in his movie. Never even thought about it until I was listening to. It wasn't Cat and Mark. It was the Ringerverse podcast with Van Lathan. Like Mark Robb sent me that, and I was listening. Yeah, I don't have anything. I never realized that Tim Burton just black people, but he does have black people in this movie. But they're in a Soul Train line. Oh, and I even said I like Soul Train shout out, but when has Burton used a black person? And then besides that, like I said, I caught a little bit of Secret Life of Pets, so I put down, I rewatched that, and yeah, nothing else has been too much going on. Rewatched the Quiet Place movies because we let Aaliyah watch those, and she enjoyed those. But I need to put another one down for. Dang, maybe I don't. I was watching some movie the other day and pretty much watched the whole movie, but whatever. We'll get to it when we get to it, man. What else has been going on? I told y'all about the music. I told y'all about me, about the things I've been doing. I'm good. I'm good. I'm about to go to Boston, see the homies. And what's incredible about going to Boston is, again, I mentioned this to Handsome Bane. I had even said, I'm like, yo, like, I can't believe in a few days we're gonna be hanging out for a few. Like, this is one of my best friends. Because when Eric first came, I mean, I was talking to him. We had an online relationship and stuff. We watched wrestling together, and that's how our friendship started. But now, like, this is one of my best friends in the whole world. I look up to this. Like, if this guy said I did something fucked up, terrible, and I'd want to crawl under this. Like, that's how much his opinion means. That's not. That's how much his opinion means. And the fact that I get to go and he opened up his home for me, and I get to spend time with all my people, sites around Boston, and like these are literally people I interact with almost every single day. And Mark Rob is coming. Mark Rob's coming up to Boston too because I'm going to Boston. He's staying longer because I just took the little window over Veterans Day weekend. He has the longer vacation. And he's going to get to hang out with them and see his podcasting partner and his friend Kat and kind of get some downtime. Like, it's going to be a beautiful, like, actual people from Hyphen Podcast Group will all be in the same place at the same time. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Like, maybe I need to put that on here, like for soundboard. Just a little Bernie Mac on it. Y'all don't understand. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. And if you hear me cussing a lot, let's think about it. Like, my music's Hyphen is completely clean. I don't curse when I rap. My dad asked me to stop. I fought him on it for years. But then I finally stopped when I got on TikTok and was rapping again. And I was like, you know what? This ain't that hard. And so if I'm not cussing to my music, but then you're going to listen to the pod, you're going to hear some fucking dirty words. Sorry. Sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all be all right. Be all right. I promise. I promise. So excited. I'm trying to be subdued right now because things happen. I could wake up Thursday morning and be like, "Oh, I'm going to Boston." Never know. You never know. That though, while I'm thinking about it, because again, I did see a concert, and it was Childish Gambino New World Tour. Go along with his new album, Bando Stone, and his movie and his new album. And I booked these tickets months ago because one of the things I always complain about whenever somebody tours, they very rarely go to Pittsburgh. Taylor went to Pittsburgh when she came through with the Eras tour. Then besides that, when there's a big national tour, they skip Pittsburgh, man. And I've seen some of my favorite shows in Pittsburgh. Blueprint 3 show, the Blueprint 3 tour, Jay-Z and Young Jeezy. I saw that there. And I don't think it was anybody. I saw with Angel for our anniversary, went to go see one of the New Kids on the Block tours. And I've always been the guy who's like, you know what, New Kids is fine. They were a little before my time, so I wasn't in my boy band hatred era like I was a little bit with the Backstreet Boys. Even though I was like, yeah, I like NSYNC, but I don't like Backstreet. That was literally what I said. But like they're a little, but I never really paid too much attention to New Kids. Then like that, they dropped that Union album. I believe it was called. Take a look. Kids on I guess it was a reunion. Let's see. It was 2008. They put out their first studio album called The Block, what they did. And when this came out, I gave it a listen because this joint right here, Single with Neo, And Eric's wife Nicole would test. I used to play it on U92, and she was like, "You really like that New Kids song?" Like, yo, it goes. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy that song for what it is. The rest of the album, don't remember it. I remember Click Click Click. I remember Single. Everything else was kind of forgettable. So I was like, yeah, they got some recent joints that I've liked in the past few years. So let me go in here with an open mind and check out New Kids. They Paula Abdul's on that tour, and it was cool to watch her dance and perform. And Boys and Men was on that tour. Handsome Vane's not gonna like that one. First time I saw Men, and New Kids floored me, man. Like these five guys, we want to talk about 10,000 hours. We want to talk about 10,000 hours, and that's your episode title right here. 10,000 hours, and they got it. They got it. So back to what I was saying. So many times, people go on tour and they never come through Pittsburgh. So when Childish Gambino put Pittsburgh on the tour, I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. So I checked tickets. Like, they're going to be outrageous. They were reasonable. Now, mind you, I was at the top. Like, I was up by the jerseys. Bam. I just had to be in that building. And couldn't do it right then, so I was worried the tickets were going to sell out before my paycheck came around. Childish Gambino, I love you, and I'm sorry you didn't sell out in Pittsburgh. Get my tickets. So, in fact, I got a ticket by myself because Angel, that was like the second day of school for Angel. Angel couldn't take off. Angel doesn't know Childish Gambino. Only other person I knew who might want to go was E, but I didn't want to put him in that position, be like, yo, we should go, and it's middle of the week. Also, school was just starting back up for him because where he works. So I was like, I'm gonna bite the bullet, and I'm gonna go by myself. So my first solo concert by myself. First time I've driven to Pittsburgh, into Pittsburgh City proper. I've driven up past Pittsburgh and around Pittsburgh. As when I worked at the other place that fired me, they sent me up there for a training one time. And so I drove up there, and that was fine. This is my first time driving into Pittsburgh as a 41-year-old man. I had anxiety about that. So I got there, went to Fatheads on Carson Street, had me a meal, headed over to the stadium, found parking, and went inside, man, and got seated and saw Willow perform. And I spent, Willow went on at 7, so Gambino was on by 8, and I spent like 2.5 hours of Childish Gambino, man. And he did new songs, but then he spent a lot of time because this is supposed to be the final Childish Gambino tour. Spent a lot of time on him, like old stuff. And let me switch it back on. And for those of you who aren't seeing what I'm doing here, because obviously I'm streaming this. It's gonna be my YouTube. If you go to my YouTube, Hyphen Universe, you can click that subscribe button, and you'll never miss an episode. And if you hit that bell, you'll definitely never miss an Hyphen Nation or any of my videos. But I'm actually on my browser here trying to see what his set list was for Pittsburgh. So hold on, New World Tour. 20 shows in 2020. I went to the one August at PP Paints Arena. So Hearts Were Meant to Fly is off the new album. Survive, Worst Guys, Talk My Shit, Got to Be, In the Night, Yoshinoya, To Be Hunted. Went up from there. Brawl. Feels Like Summer. Human sacrifice, bro. I was literally texting Handsome Babe. Me and your mama. When I tell you that song, hold on, tell you. Hold on. That important. Hold on. I know that was really loud. It's this one. Google Photos, what are you doing? Use your Wi-Fi. Come on. I'm yelling at it. Bro, when I tell you, I lifted off that night. And the quality's crap because I told y'all I was in the rafters. And Gambino is like somewhere back here. I can't even see this man this year. Here comes. I know I stayed long enough for it to drop. I didn't. The vocals were so stinking good. Look, I took this and I was like, I gotta take a selfie of how happy I am. Look at that. Look at that. Pure joy. Pure admiration. Look at my man back here. Look at my man back here. He's like, I'm in your picture too. Yeah. Do you like? Then this is America. Sweatpants sober. LES. LES. In Heartbeat. I remember Black Friday 2011. And I may have told you all this story. I don't know. Driving up to the Morgantown Mall at like midnight. Because I think that was one of the first. That was probably my last. That was my last retail year. Yeah. That was my last year of retail. And I'm pretty sure the mall opened at midnight. And I remember driving to the mall listening to LES and Heartbeat. And then Bonfire, Freaks and Geeks. He did Telegraph Ave, 3005. In Lithonia. I had a whole Lithonia moment not that long ago. A whole Lithonia moment not that long. Wonder if it still has my passport. I have a feeling it's probably not that. Oh, what was it? The other one? Not that important. But look at my face. Look how happy I am. So it was crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. That's where I was at. Absolutely crazy to me that after all that, they had to cancel his tour. Now he needs to have surgery. Wild to me. And I wish Donald all. I've been a Donald fan for such a long time. Applied for a job at Gilga. I didn't get it. Literally, all I did was cut a little. Hey, I'd be a good person to hire. Then get crazy. I'm gonna do it. Maybe like that black guy looks interesting. I want to hire him. You never know. So best wishes, Childish Gambino gets healthy. But I said that lead to the end of the pod because I felt guilty about spending that about $100 for that ticket. And obviously, as you could tell from the photos, it was one of the greatest concert experiences of my life. Like I would say it goes transition. I would say it goes my favorite concerts ever. Blueprint 3 tour Jay-Z. Play Can I Live. He played Can I Live. Like that's end all be all. He was digging in the catalog and did it. Can I Live? For sure. Jay-Z. Rob called Quest. Life Was Still Alive at Rock the Bells 2010 performing Midnight Marauders start to finish. Fucking wowzers. And then I gotta say game. That was just such a important part of my life that being able to bring that full circle meant so much to me. Yeah, I went by myself. Yeah, I drove back super late. Yes, I was smart enough to take the point is that I did it. And yeah, he could have canceled that night and ultimately ended up getting sick and now having had surgery and cancel his whole tour, and hopefully he's able to reschedule. Maybe it's a karmic sign saying that he should retire Childish Gambino. As I just said earlier, brands are important, man. So why get rid of Childish Gambino? Like, you don't have to do all that. That's unnecessary. He has a song called that on the royalty mix. Unnecessary. But I spent the money. I felt guilty, but then I would not give back that experience, short of saving the life of my wife and daughter. Do the thing, man. Say hello to that boy. Say hello to that girl. Say hello to that non-binary person. Buy that concert ticket. Go to Boston, even though you feel guilty for spending that plane money. Go see your friends that you're supposed to go see 4 years ago, but then something called a global pandemic messed that up. That steak, man. Send the message to your friend Josh. Be like, hey, I know you're not doing that steak special, but coming into town, will you do the steak special? It's so important to do the thing. I'm not saying go broke doing the thing, and I'm not talking about coke, drinking yourself to death, making babies you're not taking care of, not that kind of thing. But that stuff that you're like, usually I wouldn't do this, but I hate to say that, fits. I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody or yourself, and you're still responsible for the most part, it never hurts to do the thing. It never hurts. Because when you're old, gray, you're going to look back and be like, man, I'm glad I really went to go see Childish Gambino when he's in Pittsburgh. Dogs are going. We're like, I'm so glad I did that. It meant so much to me. So that's my advice. Hyphen Universe. Nope. Hyphen Nation. Brought to you by Hyphen Podcast Group. Morgantown, West Virginia-based podcast collective bringing great podcasts to the people. Hyphenpodcastgroup.com. You can't find this or another Hyphen Podcast Group podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. Please let me know. This is how you can do so. BHYPHEN@gmail.com, at B-Hyphen on Twitter, the B-Hyphen on Instagram, or B-Hyphen on Facebook. That's right. No more Hyphen Universe on Facebook. I am B-Hyphen. That's who I am. Kellen Conley is I. B Hyphen is I. It's all the same thing. That's where you can find me. Or Hyphen Pie Group on Twitter, Hyphen Podcast Group on Facebook, Hyphen Podcast Group on Instagram, or Hyphen Podcast Group at Gmail. Now, that out the way. Power of positivity is real. Get that negativity out of your life, no matter what it may be, no matter what you have to do. You got to do you. Always. First and foremost. So important. Got to do it. And in that same breath, try to have good, genuine interactions. You never know what the next man, woman, non-binary person. You don't know. Your kind words could save their life. It's important. Also, give people their flowers while they're still here. Daughter's calling for me. Tell them how much they mean to you. Literally yelling my name. Yes, Aaliyah. I'm podcasting. Me.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I just got
You did just get back from volleyball.
very good. You just repeated me.
Hold laptop back. Bye-bye. Board. Give people their flowers while they're still here. I'm leaving it. Ow. Tell them how much they mean to you. Tell them that you love them. Because you never know when it's their time to go or your time to go, man. Never know. Never know. Call your family. Call your friends. Apologies, Aaron Rodgers. Ran out of time, and I don't want to talk to your dumb ass anyway. So welcome back to Hyphen Nation. I am your host, B Hyphen, aka Kellen Conley. Go watch Bad Blood, CM Punk match, and the Drew McIntyre Hell in a Cell match. 5 stars. Very, very good drama. I highly recommend that. But coming up on the next couple episodes, when I sit down and do them, I have to talk about my whole experience with Hyphen, as far as recording it, releasing it, taking it off streaming, and putting it back on streaming, and Curtis King. I got to talk about all that. I got to. I have to. I don't know. And then also, late August, I lost another very Boo Smith. He lives in South Carolina. And last time I saw him, Kenzie, he had taken a picture of R in Morgantown. Thought she knew him. I was like, hey, Mac, tell Moose, up. Moose hit me up. He's like, yeah. I'm just up here at Roosters down the road. I'm like, Roosters. Got up at Roosters until they closed. Hanging at, riding his car. I hugged him and I told him I loved him. He left. He did come in again not too long after that, but unfortunately I could not meet up with him that night. Then he called me before he died, and we had a conversation about some things. He asked me to record a song for the stepdads, how hard it is being a stepdad, step-parent. Thought I'd be a good person to do. And I said I would consider it. Told him I loved him then. A week later, he was gone. So, definitely want to do an episode talking about. So, not to end on a downer, But just my thoughts. Just speaking things into the universe. That's what we do here on Hyphen Nation. Felt good. This felt really good. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Listen to the sound of my voice. It means so much to me. Take the time. Because just like I complimented Handsome Bane on how great he sounded, Stop Talk. Shout out to Jay and Dame over there. Sounds so polished and so ready and professional. I got you. I'm like, bro, all I did was ask you podcast. I ain't do nothing. But just like the title says over here, pretty sure I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this. So now's the time where I'm gonna keep getting better at it. Man. We having fun. My family's upstairs. I'm gonna head upstairs. I'm gonna get on out of here. Like I said, I appreciate every one of y'all. Sound of my voice. It means so much to me that you would click play on this podcast, that you support me. Oh, one last thing before I go. hyphenuniverse.com/extra life. Gotta start raising money. Game day is November 2nd, I believe. Hold on. Yep, November 2nd, Saturday, November 2nd. I'll be gaming with the G Crew as per usual, like we always do, from 8 a.m. on November the 2nd till 8 a.m. on November the 3rd. Daylight savings at the same time, so we're going to fall back in the middle of all that. 25 hours of streaming power. My friend Jesse's going to be there. He has some Batman trading cards we're going to crack open. Anthony will be there, of course. So I believe my goal was still $1,000. So let me check that out. I don't think I'm too crazy. Oh, it wants me to log in. Now, as we pay, my goal is $1,500. What's wrong with me? I didn't even make it to $1,000. What's wrong with me? Oh man, I'll fix my profile picture later. But yeah, I'm trying to get $1,500 this year. And it's literally playing my echo over here. So let me mute the stream over here. 1,500 is the goal, man. hyphenuniverse.com/extra life. You can donate. It's coming up very soon. You're going to hear me talk about it a lot more. I know I've been asking y'all for money for my music all these months. Now I'm going to be asking you for donations for the rest of the year. So I wanted to start this a long time ago. Album had that. But hey, man. Say all that. Say this. So much. No Name Tim on the beat.
This is a Hyphen podcast production.
Are you not entertained?